Hallo und herzlich willkommen zu einer weiteren Episode Danganronpa. Und ja, vermutlich jetzt langsam das Finale. Ich verstehe nicht so ganz, was hier abgeht. Vielleicht irgendwie haben wir das angenommen und dann irgendwie ist was passiert und keine Ahnung, wir haben irgendwie unser Gedächtnis verloren oder wir wurden irgendwie manipuliert oder sowas. Schauen wir mal. I guess I'm the first one this time. You're early, Makoto. Does that mean you feel prepared? Yeah, for now at least. But where's everyone else? Why aren't they here yet? Don't worry, I'm sure they will be here soon. And just like that, she said, Byakuya. Byakuya? They arrived one after another, but they were all in the same state of shock. Hina? Hiro? Silence. And it wasn't any normal silence, it was the deafening silence of fear and suspicion. It was like the first class trial.
You called for me and so I appear. Oh, I'm on fire.
Strong silent master is so wonderful, so cool, so hot. My lions are ablaze. Yes. Now listen, everything will be just fine if you leave it to me. With my sharp scissors in hand, I will stab and gouge and shift the master of evil. But I thought you couldn't kill anyone but adorable little boys. If it's what master wants, it can be boy, girl or anything in between. I can handle it. Oh nein. No human language can describe the disappointment I'm feeling right now. Is everyone here? Oh, I'm wearing our gloomy goth faces, I see. Well then, let's begin. This final class trial is gonna be slathered in pitch black despair, climaximum sorrow.
That's fine.
Sorrow. You're right, this is the final class trial and this time it will be fair. What do you mean this time? Stop with all the slander. I'm bearing good standing, you know. If there was a Mr. Fair Guy in Universe contest, I would take home the Tyra every year. I'm gonna win this game super fair and square. And I will make sure everyone watching at home knows that despair is mightier than hope. Enough of your tedious drivel. Begin the trial already. Sure, let's begin the trial already. I will be waiting for you down below. So don't try and run away. Laughing loud as ever, Monokuma disappeared. Whatever. This will be over in no time. One by one, the others followed. Was haben die gegen mich? Nobody made eye contact, nobody said a word. They just disappeared into the elevator. They are all acting odd, like they are paranoid, suspicious of each other. But you know why is that, don't you? Yeah, I think so. Well, you can tell us all about it soon. At the class trial, you're right, I'm ready. Ready to win, right? Of course. I'm glad to hear you say that. And then Kyoko aboard the elevator. I started making my way toward the opening. Step after step, that gaping maw. I would resolve that this would be the last time. I repeated to myself that there was no fear, no mystery left. I pushed the anxiety down, calmed my trembling body, and finally on steady legs, I passed the threshold and stood in the elevator. Ist die Frage, jetzt wo keine Musik war, spreche ich dann besser? Without warning, it began to descend. Deeper and deeper, deeper and deeper still. Deeper and deeper, 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 deeper. Deeper and deeper it fell. I closed my eyes and sight fell away. All sound too disappeared. Alone in the universe, I waited for the elevator doors to open for the last time. What could have been seconds or centuries later, I felt the gentle vibration of the elevator come to an end. I slowly opened my eyes. This is the final trial site? What do you think? Isn't it just perfect background for deciding a person's fate? It's the long-awaited last stage, the always excited final boss battle. I'm gonna sit on this one. I will just sit right here, the vacant 16th seat. Well then, let's begin. Yes! So. Increase your truthful rate of fire. Nee, das wollen wir weiterhin. Decrease more slowly in concentration. Da war doch irgendwas, was ich haben wollte. Ich meine, irgendwas, was 4 kostet. Yes. Los geht's.
Since this will be the final class trial, I've come up with a special rule.
Okay, er macht die Rules.
So listen up. If you can figure out Mukuro's killer and go on to solve the mystery of this school, you guys win. But if you can't, then I win. And of course, waiting for the loser is the super exciting, super heart-pounding punishment!
Are you saying that if you lose, you'll execute yourself?
Yep, sure will.
And that's final? No loopholes? No wiggling out of it later?
Of course not. Bears never go back on their word.
Never mind all that. I just have one question for you.
Oh, you're taking this serious, huh? Are you feeling okay?
Is the mastermind only one person?
Hmm?
Don't bother. I already know the answer. You're all the mastermind, aren't you? You're all out to get me. I'm right, aren't I?
Oh, scheiße.
You guys have all been working together, haven't you? I have evidence, so I know I'm right.
Hey, you stole my line. You're all out to get me. I'm sure of it. I have evidence of my own.
What a coincidence. I too have evidence to present. Evidence that proves everyone other than me has been working together.
What? Wait, hold on. This doesn't make any sense. How can the three of us each have that kind of evidence? Shoot!
Es geht los, Leute.
You guys have all been working together, haven't you? I have evidence, so I know I'm...
Hey, you're all out to get me.
Wir nehmen Group-Foto?
What a coincidence. Evidence that proves every...
What? This doesn't make any sense.
Ah.
How can the three of us each have that kind of evidence?
Oh, ich hab nicht getroffen. Okay, ja, ja.
You guys have all been... I have evidence.
Hey, you're all out to get me. I have evidence of...
What a coincidence. Evidence that proves every...
What? This doesn't make any sense. How can the three of us each have that... No, it's wrong.
It's not just you three. I have evidence too.
What? You too?
The evidence you're all referring to is this group photo, right?
Well, yeah. Huh? Wait, but mine's different. With the picture you have, I'm in it.
What?
But that can't be right. Because in my picture,
Ah, lol.
I'm the only one not in it.
I figured as much, in which
Hero,
case...
You have a picture too, right? Let's see it.
Okay, but be careful with it. It's pretty important evidence.
This one too, it's just like I thought.
So the secret in these pictures has been revealed.
Secret or whatever, I don't care. You guys are all in on this together. That's why I'm the only one missing.
But you're in my picture. You're the ones trying to trick me.
So the whole purpose behind these photos was to get us questioning and fighting with each other. The mastermind laid a trap to make us each think everyone else was working against us.
Huh? I laid a trap? A trap? How rude! What grounds do you have for such audacious accusations?
I need to prove to reveal Makoto's trap. Each photo has a certain something in common. There's a connection regarding what person isn't showing the picture for Guru.
I got it!
Yeah.
In each case, the only one not in the picture is the person who received it. So, in the picture I got, I'm the only one missing. In the picture Hina got, she's the only one missing. And in the picture Hiro got, he's the only
Wie
one
Akuya und Toko.
As long as we're talking about it, I suppose I should show you my photo as well.
Because they took it.
Monokuma gave each of us a group photo in which that person wasn't included.
And when we each saw our picture, we just assumed everyone else was the enemy?
Figured it out, huh?
Yeah, I thought that must be it. But how was that a hint?
But you know, there might be more to this than just Monokuma trying to confuse us. There's something else that bothers me about everyone's picture. Vielleicht hat jeder die selber gemacht. What is it? What's sticking me?
Can I see everyone's group photo one more time?
Vielleicht auf irgendeinem Foto sieht man das.
It's not directly connected to what we're talking about, but I'd like to double check something.
Sure, no problem.
Yeah, I don't mind.
I'm sure there's something unusual about these photos. What is it? I need to compare which one of them. The coolest picture. Hina's picture. Hero's picture. And mine. There's something strange about all of them. Something I quite can't pin down. Something.
Can you just forget about the photo already? Ugh. Trying to trick me with such an obviously fake photo? I'm still pissed about that.
Ist das wirklich fake?
On top of that, they went to all that trouble to make it look like we were wearing matching uniforms.
So you think they're fake? No, I assure you, they're quite real.
But what are you talking about? There's no way.
Yeah! I don't remember ever taking a picture.
Ja, weil ihr alle das Gedächtnis verloren
It's
habt.
gotta be a fake. I'm sure of it.
But you know, can we really be so sure?
Huh?
Don't get me wrong, I don't remember taking this picture either. But is that really enough to be absolutely positive they're fake?
What do you mean?
The reason I don't remember this picture isn't necessarily because it's fake. There might be some other reasons. Some terrible reason. Wir haben halt irgendwas vergessen. Amnesia oder sowas? Yes. Nicht das A. Das andere war doof, ja.
Now I understand. Let's say that somehow we'd all lost our memories. That could explain it, couldn't?
Oh, I get it. So we all just lost our memories at the same time and forgot about the photo. Makes sense. As if. You expect me to believe such an unbelievable occult-type story?
Yeah, we all lost our memories? That's just crazy.
It's only natural that they wouldn't believe it, but no matter how much they refuse, if that's the absolute truth, they have no choice. We can't move forward until they accept it. There's another way to prove it besides those pictures. Monokuma control room, interview DVD.
You're saying we all got spontaneous amnesia? Since when did this turn into some kind of sci-fi fantasy?
I promise you, I haven't lost my memory. Ever since I got to this school, I remember everything that's happened.
Everything?
The idea that we all lost our memories.
It's totally stupid. Obviously.
Okay, die DVDs zeigen.
You're saying we all... Since when did
This turned into some kind of side...
I promise you, I haven't lost my memory. Ever since I got to this school, I remember everything that's happened.
Nein, die Interviews nicht.
No, it's wrong. Those photos aren't the only things that point to the possibility of memory loss. This DVD does the same thing.
You're not gonna show us something indecent, are you?
No, it's nothing like that. It's a video of all of us being interviewed by the Hope's Peak Academy headmaster.
When you say all of us, you mean
I mean all of us, including you.
you lie! I never did any kind of interview.
No, it's not a lie. Just watch the DVD and you'll see for yourself. The headmaster did, in fact, interview you.
What are you saying?
I didn't imagine you would remember.
It's not about whether or not I remember. You expect me to believe all this? That I lost my memory somehow?
Well, we don't have any way to refute it, so we have no choice but to accept it as reality.
How can you say that? We're talking about living, breathing amnesia here.
To be honest, I have something else on my mind right now.
Something else?
You said the DVD contains recordings of us being interviewed by the headmaster, right? What were the interviews about?
The headmaster sat each of us down, one at a time, and asked us the same question. He asked us if we could accept the idea of spending the rest of our lives in this school.
What kind of question is that?
And how did we answer?
We'd say no, obviously.
Actually, we all said we could. Even me. I heard myself say yes. I could spend the rest of my life at this school.
Why? Why would you say yes to something like that?
I don't know. I don't remember a thing.
The same goes for everyone else. Nobody remembers. You don't remember choosing to live here forever, or even talking to the headmaster about it at all.
It doesn't matter if I remember or not. Even if I bought the whole amnesia thing, the idea that I would want to live here forever? That's just insane!
Insane or not, we can't move forward until you accept it. Am I right?
You sure are, 'cause it's all true.
What?
I know it sounds absurd, but if it's the truth, there's nothing we can do about it.
Indeed. We only have one path in front of us.
Then, we really...
Yep, you all totally lost your memory at the same time.
This is all making my head hurt.
And this isn't like some normal kind of memory loss. You stole those specific memories from us, didn't you?
Oopsie, you figured that part out too, huh?
Of course. There's no way we would all just happen to get amnesia at the same time.
How could someone just steal our memories?
How? Come, that hardly matters right now. If I said it was hypnotism, would you believe me? Or we opened up your skulls and messed with your brains? Would you really believe anything I said? How it happened doesn't matter right now.
What matters is figuring out what memories you took from us. That's what you're trying to say, right?
I knew I could count on you.
The interview with the headmaster, taking that group photo, those can't be the only memories we lost. There must have been a purpose to it all. A reason for taking away our memories.
Of course there was a purpose. It all has to do with the original motive.
The original motive.
Motive you came up with to try and get us to all kill each other?
That has something to do with the memories you stole from us?
It sure does. But that part's still a secret. Anyway, I'm sure it's not easy, but let's all focus on the class trial for the murder of Mukuro Ikusaba.
Okay, so you want us to figure out who killed her before we do anything else.
So until we do that, well, either way we have to explain very last remaining mysteries. So the one who killed Mukura, the true mastermind, that's what we need to expose.
So who did it? Who killed her?
Whoever did it is the same one who's behind everything. That much I'm sure of.
But when you think about it, is the mastermind really here in the school?
Of course! They have to be here somewhere.
What makes you so sure?
What does make me so sure?
Exactly! You're just making stuff up. There's no way the mastermind is here. The mastermind is probably a million miles.
No, that's wrong.
That was easy.
There's no question that the mastermind is somewhere within the school.
How do you know? Did you find some evidence or something?
Yes, indeed.
In the back of the data center, I found a panel that controls Monokuma. The mastermind must have been using that to control him all this time, so there can't be any doubt. The mastermind has been inside the school all along.
There can't be any doubt. In which case, there also can be no doubt that the mastermind is one of us.
What? Why?
Recall what Makoto told us Monokuma said to him earlier.
You're sure I told you this already, but this killing game began with 16 participants, all of them high school students, and the only people to take a single step in Hope's Peak since the killing game began are those 16 students.
So if the mastermind is in the school, we have to assume it can only be that 16th student.
How'd they manage to survive all of this?
So we're the only ones here? It's not me! I'm not the mastermind!
Well, it's not me!
I blame Makoto! What?
Why me?
'Cause it's super weird how you're the only one who survived being executed.
Oh, I get it! The only way he could have survived is if he was actually the mastermind himself, right?
Aw, nuts! Ya got me!
Wait! What are you trying to say?
Everyone, calm down. There's no reason to panic. The mastermind's true identity will become clear soon enough. Just as soon as we find out who killed Mukuro.
That's a good point. Rather than wasting time bickering, we should put our minds to work solving this mystery.
Yeah, well, how much time have we already spent talking about the murder?
He's right. What more is there to talk about?
If you want something to talk about, I think there might be one thing. We haven't fully established what Mukuro's fatal injury was.
Huh? But I thought we figured that out. She died when she got hit in the back of the head.
No, that isn't actually what killed her. It was something entirely different. Wouldn't you agree, Makoto?
Actually, the case must have been the other wounds.
I got it! All of the wounds covering her body. That's what really killed her.
Hey, now hold on a second. You did read the Monokuma file, right?
They was covered with other wounds, but these were at least several days old.
Pretty clear. Those wounds were made at least a few days ago, so they can't possibly be what killed her.
Consider this. What if the murder itself took place at least a few days ago?
What?
What if, when we discovered her body, she'd already been dead for several days? If that's true, then naturally the wounds that killed her would appear to be however many days old.
That doesn't make any sense. Because she had all those wounds before she ever came here.
Huh? How do you know that?
Isn't it obvious? She was the ultimate soldier, right? So that means, you know.
You're wrong.
She denied me before I could even say anything. I'm not weird, okay? At least listen to what I have to say before you deny me.
Mukuro Kurosawa's profile.
Mukuro was the ultimate soldier.
Yes.
She must have been in 100 different battles. So, when you think about it, obviously, she got all those wounds in battle.
Are you finished?
You didn't deny me this time, you made me go out.
Don't worry, there wasn't anything cute about it.
Ah, ich hab mich getroffen, lul.
Mukuro was the ultimate. She must have been 100 different So, when you think about it, obviously, she got all those wounds in battle.
Are you finished?
Ich treffe es nicht.
Mukuro was. She must have. So, when you. Obviously, she got all those wounds in battle.
Endlich.
No, Mukuro didn't suffer those wounds in battle. The file we found in the headmaster's room said as much. Despite the time she spent in battle after battle as a member of Fenrir, when she entered this school, she hadn't sustained a single injury.
To be denied so completely. Actually, it's kind of refreshing. Maybe it's because of all of Master's training.
Anyway, so we can be sure that Mukuro suffered all those wounds after coming to this school, in which case, they could be the very thing that killed her.
As a matter of fact, it's hard to imagine any other part. When examining her body, I found that her stomach and head wounds came after she was already dead.
Unless anyone has any better suggestions, I think we can say this with confidence. The wounds Mukuro sustained all over her body are what ultimately killed her.
Ich setz mich mal richtig hin hier, so. Okay, Mukuros fatal injury.
If that's what killed her, then does that mean she's really been dead for who knows how long?
Yes.
That's exactly what it means. When we found her body in the garden, she'd already been dead for several days.
So then, what about the little matter of what happened last night? Makoto, you said you were attacked in your room by a masked assailant. If Mukuro had already been dead for several days, certainly it couldn't have been her. So who was it that attacked you?
Did anyone attack me? I can't think of... The mastermind.
God!
Ah, yeah.
The one who attacked me was the true mastermind. When we discovered Mukuro in the garden wearing the same mask, I naturally assumed she must have been the one who attacked me, but I was wrong. It wasn't her at all. It was the mastermind.
What are you laughing at?
Oh, don't mind me. I'm just getting a little impatient sitting here listening. I think I'm gonna jump in. Let's start off with a nice, easy question. Your assumption that I attacked Makoto is just that, right? An assumption. You can't really know who was under that mask, can you? I mean, that's the whole point of a mask. The true identity of the masked attacker is Mukuro Ikusaba. At least, that's what I think. Do you have any evidence that might convince me otherwise?
There's no way Mukuro is the one that attacked me, even if I didn't see their face. Mukuro had a very obvious Fenrir tattoo, comparing to the masked attacker. It should be obvious. Weil er kein Tattoo hat, oder was?
You never saw their face, right? So you can't have any idea who was under that mask. I'm telling you now, it was Mukuro Ikusaba.
You're wrong. Even without seeing their face, there is another part of the attacker we can use to prove it wasn't her.
Oh? And what is this other part? Is it the right hand? Or the left hand? Maybe the right foot? Or perhaps the left foot? Or could it be the hips? You never saw their face, right? So you can't have any idea who was under that mask. I'm telling you now, it was Mukuro Ikusaba. Shoot.
Hä?
You never saw their face, so you can't have... I'm telling you now, it was...
You're wrong. There's another part of the...
Oh? Is it the right or the left hand? Maybe the right foot.
Was sie...
Or could it be
The hit. You never saw her, so you can't have. I'm telling you now, it was Mukuro Ikusaba.
Ich hatte doch Right Hand, oder? Ich check's nochmal.
You never saw that, so you can't have. I'm telling you now. You're wrong. There's another part of the. Oh, is it the
Right or the left hand? Maybe the right foot.
or perhaps, or could it be the hip?
You never saw their face, right? So you can't have any idea. I'm telling you now, it was Mukuro.
Okay, ich hatte Right Foot anscheinend.
Mukuro had a tattoo on her right hand, if I remember correctly. A representation of Fenrir. In other words, a wolf tattoo. But I saw the right hand of the person who attacked me. And there was no such tattoo. So there's no way the person behind the mask was Mukuro.
Yeah, well, okay. You got me. I guess it wasn't her. But that still doesn't prove that it was me. It could have been, someone else, right?
Hiro, Toko, Hina, and I all have solid alibis for that entire night.
Yeah! We were in the gym tearing you apart, so it couldn't have been any of us.
Oh, okay, sure. It couldn't have been any of you, but what about Kyoko? It totally could have been her. Uh-oh! No snappy comeback? Did I score a bullseye?
If you insist, I don't mind showing you.
Huh? Show me what?
What do you think? I'll show you the one thing that proves beyond a shadow of a doubt it wasn't me.
Before anyone could say anything. Kyoko was removing her gloves. Without thinking, I let out a gasp. It was more just a little burnt skin.
Awful, isn't it? It happened when I was first learning to be a detective. I was inexperienced.
I thought you didn't want anyone to see those scars.
If it means we get another step closer to unmasking the mastermind, it doesn't really bother me.
Kyoko seemed to severe the words as she said them. Then she put her gloves back on.
My scars should suffice as proof. Makoto, did the person who attacked you have scars like mine?
No, not at all. I'm positive.
Then this much has been made clear. There can be no doubt that the one who attacked Makoto is the true mastermind.
This is just awful! On top of my secret being revealed, I had to look at those positively grotesque scars.
Boah, wäre das nicht der ultimative Move, sich danach die Hand zu verbrennen?
Sorry, did I say that out loud? I do hope I didn't hurt your feelings.
Not at all. You can say whatever you want.
Sure, as long as it means pushing me farther into the corner, right?
Okay, so Brandwunden sieht man vermutlich,
Because if you haven't
ob die was älter sind.
the circumstances surrounding Mukuro's death are totally unknown.
That's true. All we know right now is she was killed a good while before this morning.
On the contrary, we don't know anything other than that.
You're not going to tell us she was already dead before we arrived here or something, are you?
In that regard, you have nothing to worry about. I promise you, without a doubt, she died after our little killing game began here.
Then somehow she was killed in secret without any of us knowing.
And after she died, who knows how much time went by before we found her, right? Did the culprit stash her somewhere? She couldn't have been in the garden the whole time, could she?
If she was, she would have been totally decomposed. Just like your brain.
Then she was being stored somewhere?
But to hide a body here, to just store it somewhere?
There's only one place I can think of anywhere else. The biolab.
I got it! Mukuro's body was probably kept hidden in the biolab.
Biolab? You mean on the 5th floor?
Yes.
That's right. It's actually set up for use as a morgue, so it's the perfect place to hide a body. And it'd keep the body preserved at the same time.
Then you're also saying the body was moved from the biolab to the garden.
And I have no doubt that that's exactly what happened. In fact, I have proof.
Oh,
I got it! What makes me so sure the body was carried from the biolab to the garden is the tarp that we found in the garden. When I was checking it over again, I noticed something. I noticed that some text had been stamped on one corner of the tarp.
Oh, it says Biolab.
Holy cow! How'd you notice that tiny little thing?
Makoto's nitpicky nature seems to have surfaced with perfect timing.
This proves that the tarp originally came from the biolab. In fact, there's a whole stack of tarps just like it in there.
So when the killer moved the body to the garden, they must have grabbed a tarp to wrap it in. Then they simply left it as it was to protect against the sprinklers, and put the coat on it afterwards.
You made everything sound so amazingly consistent.
That's just a wild guess. Where's your evidence? Prove that the body was wrapped in a tarp and moved.
There is no evidence. I was simply explaining what I think happened. But you seem to be getting pretty worked up about it, wouldn't you say?
Worked up?
Now that the conversation has turned to the topic of the biolab, you must be getting pretty nervous. Because the key to uncovering your secret identity is hidden within that room, isn't it?
You talking about unmasking the mastermind?
You see, the biolab contained an inconsistency. One so major it can't be overlooked.
La la la, I can't hear you. La 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 la.
Such a child. Oh well, just ignore him.
I need to pull off myself together and think. The inconsistency in the biolab could...
Hey, by the way, Makoto, what about that one thing?
What one thing?
What do you think? I'm talking about your family.
What?
Don't tell me you forgot about that video message. So what do you think? Are you sure your family's still okay?
Why are you bringing that up now?
Your mom, your dad, your little sister. What do you think has happened to your family? Are they really as safe as you might have assumed?
Stop talking about that!
Calm down, Makoto. He wants you to get upset.
Yeah, I need to calm down. I can't let him get to me. He's just saying that because he knows we are getting close to the truth of the biolab. So I need to expose the inconsistency and plan with it. The inconsistency has to be that one area where the numbers just don't match up.
Are you sure about this? Are you sure about this? That's impossible!
Oh yeah, gut, dass ich das Reload gemacht habe.
What? What do you want? Are you sure about this? That's impossible! Are you sure about this? That's impossible! Are you sure about this? That's impossible! Are you sure about this? I'm not listening!
This should prove it!
This should prove it! Final dep!
The inconsistency Kyoko's talking about is... the lights!
What are you talking about? What about the lights?
Like I said before, the biolab also acts as a morgue. And as part of that, a giant refrigerator was installed in there. That's where everyone who's died is stored.
And it was set up so that when a slot had a body in it, a blue light would turn on.
In other words, if the blue light is on, that means there's a body in that slot.
But I counted up the number of blue lights that were on, including the one Mukuro was in, and
Yes.
there were only 9.
Ja, das passt irgendwie nicht.
Why does that matter? You gotta give me the bite-sized version here, man.
9 lights doesn't make any sense. Number of lights should have been this.
I got it! 10 of the lights should have been on. Any other number is incredibly suspicious.
Suspicious? Why? That's simple. Just recall who's died here so far, and it should become clear.
That's right, the key to solving this mystery. Saika died first. Junko was second. Leon was third. Chio was fourth. Mundo was fifth. Taka was sixth, and then Hime was seventh. Celeste was eighth. Sakura was ninth. Und Victim Number 10 was Mokuro. Genau, das hat die ganze Zeit nicht gepasst.
So 10 people in all?
That's right. Any other number should make you immediately suspicious. But according to the lights in the biolab, only 9 people were being stored there.
You're saying a dead body just up and disappeared?
I got it! The mastermind destroyed one of the bodies to get rid of evidence.
But if they wanted to do that, they would have destroyed Mukuro's body, since they actually killed her. And yet, her body was left alone.
Then whose body disappeared?
It may very well be that none of them disappeared.
Well, if that's true, then why doesn't the body count match?
Including Monokuma's executions, there have apparently been 10 deaths, but there were only 9 bodies. That's the point I'm trying to make.
I'm completely lost. How can the number of victims be less than the number of murders?
The reason there are only less bodies than murders. What is that? Okay. Zweimal? Echt? Okay.
I got it! What about if the same person was killed twice?
Huh? Killed twice?
Officially, 10 murders have been committed so far, but one of the victims may have been murdered, and then murdered again.
Murdered and murdered again?
If that's the case, there could have been 10 killings, but still only 9 victims, right?
Technically, you're right, I guess. Still, something like that.
Could easily have happened. No, it is what happened.
Sounds like you're already convinced. Then can you tell us who was killed twice?
It was Mukuro, of course. Before she was killed as Mukuro Ikusaba, she was killed as someone else.
And that's why the body had to be stored in the biolab until the moment we found it in the garden.
No, that's crazy talk. She was killed as someone else? Come on! Besides, who could that someone else even have been?
All you have to do is look at those bodily injuries of hers, and that will become obvious.
Nothing's gonna become obvious, because Kyoko's totally delusional.
Whoa.
Who is this someone else that Mukuro was killed as? Was it Sayaka Maizono? Junko Enoshima? Leon Kuwata? Chihiro Fujisaki? Mando Owada? Kiyotaka Ishimaru? Hifumi Yamada? Celestia Lu... whatever? Or maybe... Sakura Ogami? No. There's no way anyone was murdered twice!
Mukuro died from the wound she had all over her body.
Who is this someone else that Mukuro was killed as? Was it Sayaka Sayaka, my zone.
Sayaka wurde erstochen.
Junko Enoshima.
Junko war... Wer ist Junko? Achso, die alte. Junko, oder? Leon könnte es auch.
Chihiro Fujisaki.
Nee.
Mondo Owada.
Nee, der wurde...
Taka Ishimaru.
Nee.
Hifumi Yamada.
Nein.
Celestia Lu, whatever. Or maybe Sakura Ogami. No, no, no. There's no way anyone was murdered twice.
Okay. Ich denke, entweder...
Is this someone else that Mukuro was killed as? Was it Sayaka Maizono? Junko Enoshima? Leon Kuwata? Chihiro Fujisaki?
Ich muss 2 nehmen.
Mondo Owada?
Mondo... Wer war nochmal Mondo? Ach, der. Ja, nee.
Hifumi Yamada? Celestia Lu, whatever. Or maybe... No, there's no way anyone was murdered twice! Who is this someone else that... Was it
Nein.
Sayaka Maizono? Junko Enoshima? Leon Chihiro Mondo Kiyotaki Fumi Celestia Lu? Or maybe... No, no, no. There's no way anyone was murdered.
No, it's wrong. Junko, wasn't her fatal injury pretty similar to Mukuro?
What do you mean?
Well, remember what happened to her? She was impaled by a bunch of spears, all over her body.
And Mukuro died from a number of wounds across her body. When you compare that to the stab wounds Junko suffered...
Similarities match?
Yes, and those are the only fatal injuries that match up. That explains why those two bodies are actually one and the same.
So let me see if I have this straight. Junko, or someone going by that name, was stabbed to death with multiple spears. Then her body was kept in the biolab for however long before being dragged out again. Only this time, it was presented as the corpse of one Mukuro Ikusaba.
It all matches up, right? Those wounds Junko suffered could easily be these same injuries.
It's really true? Mukuro and Junko are the same person? Wait, so then...
Was mit dem Tattoo?
What does it all mean?
It means that there haven't been 10 victims, but 9, which also means that among the people we thought were dead, one is still alive.
And that's the true identity of the mastermind?
Who is it? Who's behind all this?
We already know the answer to that. It's Mukuro. She's still alive. She took Junko's body and made it look like she was the one who died. So Mukuro is still alive. She's gotta be. Total silence? Then I must be right. I'm right, aren't I?
Mukuro alive? That one that's still alive is Mukuro, but can we really believe that? No, there's no way Mukuro is still alive.
The body we found in the garden. It wasn't Mukuro.
Then she's still alive?
That's right. She made it look like Junko's body was her. So the mastermind's true identity is Mukuro.
What do you say, Monokuma? Do you give up?
The body we found found in the garden, it wasn't Mukuro.
Then she's still alive?
That's right. She made it look like Junko's body was her. So the mastermind's true identity is Mukuro.
Okay, dann nicht. Hä? Ist Mukuro?
The body
Wasn't Mukuro.
then she's still alive?
That's right. So the mastermind's true identity is.
What do you say, Monokuma? Do you give up?
The body we
Found in the garden.
wasn't Mukuro.
Then she's still alive?
That's right. She made it look like Junko's body was her.
Yes.
So the mastermind's true identity is Mukuro.
Muss
What do
es?
you say, Monokuma? Do you give up?
Darf ich das nehmen und...
The body
Wasn't Mukuro.
then she's still alive?
That's right. She made
Geht das?
the mastermind's true identity is.
Okay, das geht nicht. Okay. Ist es wirklich?
The body
Oh, scheiße, ich komme mir gerade so dumm vor.
It wasn't Mukuro.
Then she's still alive?
That's right. So the mastermind's true identity is.
Achso, das hatte ich schon, ne?
The body
It wasn't Mukuro.
No, that's wrong.
Hä?
No. The body we found in the garden was Mukuro. That's one thing we can be sure of. The body's appearance and measurements are consistent with her records. Right, Kyoko?
She was 5 foot 6 inches tall and weighed 97 pounds. Her vitals were 31, 21, 32. Everything in her profile is consistent with that corpse.
And then there's the matter of the
Achso, das meinen die damit. Okay.
So there's no question it's
Genau, das war ja noch mal eine Frage von mir.
If Mukuro's not the mastermind, then who's actually still alive?
Someone made it look like they're dead, but they're actually still alive. Sayaka ist tot. Der ist tot. Entweder Celeste oder Mondo. Okay. Dann Celeste. Warte, wer schaut denn so... Null. Hold on. Hä? Wer kann so getan, als er gestorben ist? Kann nicht sein. Mondo anscheinend nicht. Sakura wurde doch schon gecheckt.
Here's my answer. Junko is still alive. It's the only possibility.
Are you sure about that?
Nein.
I admit, since Mukuro is undoubtedly dead, Junko does seem to be the only other explanation. But we saw her get impaled. She died right before our very eyes. If Junko were still alive, the death we saw would had to have been some kind of charade. But you yourself confirmed she was dead, did you not?
Now that you mention it. I gently placed my hand on Yonko's lifeless body. I touched her wrist to check for a pulse. Like they do in movies and stuff, but she really is dead. I did check absolutely and can say for sure.
Was dead. There's no question. Junko was dead.
So, the idea that she's still alive.
It must be wrong.
Then you're withdrawing your previous statement?
I know you gave it your best shot, but too bad. I guess your conclusion was a dud. Too bad, too bad.
This case hasn't been decided just yet.
Oh?
You haven't given up already, have you, Makoto?
Das heißt, ich durfte jetzt jemanden auswählen, wo eigentlich klar war, dass er es nicht ist. Aber okay, alles klar. Okay.
That's all well and good, but how do you intend to solve the problem standing in your way? Junko absolutely died. Mukuro absolutely died.
Then both of them are dead, right? There can't be any kind of survivor story.
I think we need to look at this from the opposite direction.
Huh? The opposite direction?
Let's assume Junko is still alive. If so, how could she have survived?
How could Junko have survived? Could it be that Junko's not the one that died? Wie können die so getan haben? Replaced. Ja, dass sie jemanden replaced haben, das dachte ich jetzt auch.
Now I understand.
Aber das kontradiktiert wieder, dass 16 Studenten drin waren.
That's it. What if she switched places with someone else?
Switch places?
That's right. Before the spears could kill her, she got someone to take her place. Specifically, Mukuro Ikusaba.
Then that would make it Mukuro's corpse that showed up later.
Which is why the body's height and weight and everything match Mukuro's profile, right?
I don't know anything about this switching places thing, but that had to be Junko who got stabbed to death, right?
Yeah, you're saying they switched? When could they even have done that? Right when she was about to die? Like she used some kind of ninja replacement technique?
Good point. There's just no way they could have switched like that. So maybe the whole idea is wrong.
There has to be some way. I need to figure out how to explain how they could have switched. Von Anfang an.
Two of them may have switched places from the very beginning.
What? From the beginning?
Yes, from the moment we first met. If that's when they switched, then they wouldn't have had to switch at the moment of death, right? After all, the one we saw at that point would have already been Mukuro.
Hold on. So you're saying the Junko we first met
Was actually Mukuro.
was actually Mukuro all along?
We'd already met her?
I had like a normal conversation with her.
When we first met, none of us knew who anyone else was. So Mukuro could have simply told us her name was Junko, and we never would have known the difference. That would easily allow the two of them to switch places from the very beginning.
Wait, but Mukuro had a tattoo on the back of her hand, right? Junko never had any tattoo like that, did she?
Yes.
She could have hidden it with foundation or something like that. If she did, it likely melted away in the explosion, exposing the tattoo after the body was extinguished. Plus, there
Das
were
meine ich so mit
fake
Bullshit-Scheiß.
nails on the hands of Mukuro's body. They were the same fake red nails she was wearing when we all met for the first time.
But if she really did use foundation...
Correct. Even if there was no tattoo on her hand, I couldn't say for certain it wasn't Mukuro, so I'm glad nobody noticed that glaring hole when we were trying to figure out who attacked Makoto. But too bad for you, Monokuma. You can't deny it anymore.
Wait, so this whole thing was a setup from the very beginning?
If that's true, it was quite an elaborate plan to be sure. Making it look like Mukuro was Junko.
The reason such an elaborate plan was possible is because the two of them were working together.
So Mukuro, the ultimate despair, teamed up with someone like her. In other words, it would be fair to say that Junko herself was also the ultimate despair.
What's wrong? Lost the will to fight back?
I think he's just afraid.
Afraid? What's that mean, afraid? Fear is only possible where hope is possible. I only have despair, so fear is an alien concept to me.
And why haven't you been saying anything?
Because it's a bunch of nonsense. Junko's my secret identity? As if.
Then why did you try and protect Junko's real identity?
I tried to protect her identity? When did I do that?
You see, he refuses to admit it, but tried to deceive us all he wants. It doesn't matter, because I've already figured it out. Tried to hide Junko's identity not just once, but twice. The first time was during our latest investigation. Ich wollte eigentlich sagen, mit der Explosion, oder? The first time was during our latest investigation. Das heißt, wir müssen irgendwie... And I don't think it's what I need. Uff, nochmal. Was? I tried to hide Junko's identity and not just once, but twice. The first time was during our latest investigation. Okay, verstehe. Oder auch nicht. Deswegen? Okay, doch nicht. Yes. Oh nein, ich hab's nicht First Try geschafft. Yes, oh Gott. Ja, ja. Ah, okay. Ah, ja. Aber nicht hier, oder? Nee. Bei dem Profil oder was? Ja, mittlerweile mache ich es nur noch random. Aber doch nicht mit den Fotos oder was? Ah ja. Ah ja. Ah ja. Aber nicht bei den DVDs, oder?
While I was in the AV room, watching the DVD of our interviews with the headmaster.
It wasn't just a monitor. Ja, wow. Weißt du, ja, das ist Bullshit. Sorry, aber ich finde es immer sehr schade, dass... Oh, ja, alle haben es gesagt. Ja, alle haben es gesagt. Och nee, war doch nicht so. Troll, lol, lol.
And the reason you did that is because you didn't want me to see the real Junko, did you?
Oh, yeah! If everyone was in that video, of course Junko would have had to show up.
If Makoto saw the real Junko, it would have been totally obvious that the Junko we met was an imposter.
That whole power outage thing was just a fluke.
No, it wasn't a fluke. The mastermind definitely orchestrated that power outage. And that's not only the time they tried to hide Junko's identity, but tried to cover one other piece of evidence. Ooh. Was kommt jetzt als nächstes? Oh, hat er HP. Ah, ich brauche für jeden Schuss auch trotzdem Bullets.
What do you want? Are you sure about this? You're getting all riled up. That's impossible.
Beste Argument, ja, rar. Ups.
What do you want? That's impossible! This should prove it.
This is bullshit.
Video wasn't the only thing you tried to cover up. You did the same thing with this group photo. I noticed it just a little while ago. When we were all comparing the photos we got. In all the photos, there's a certain similarity. An unusual circumstance.
What's so unusual about them?
I'm coming out with those pictures. Yeah. Junko's face.
I got it! Junko's face. The one thing common to every single photo is that you can't see her face. It's hard to believe her face would just happen to be hidden in every single picture, don't you think? And on top of that, in this photo, you can see that Mukuro is clearly visible. So in other words, at that point, the two of them hadn't switched yet. With all that in mind, there's no doubt that the girl whose face is hidden here is the real Junko, which is why you had to have pictures that didn't show her face. Because if we could have seen her face, then it would have clearly revealed that the Junko in the pictures wasn't the Junko that we knew.
Xanadu!
I believe everything Makoto said is true. Junko and Mukuro switched places before we met either of them.
So she killed Mukuro, who had taken her place, making it look like she died. And the real Junko is still alive.
And she's the one behind this whole murderous situation. This killing game. She's the true mastermind and the ultimate despair.
Xanadu times 2!
With this, the identity and the crimes of the mastermind have been exposed.
No, wait! Hold on!
Don't bother trying to deny it. There's no more room for debate. You don't have anywhere left to run. I'll prove everything. Right now!
Okay, ich mach das eben noch. So. Also, die haben sich alle getroffen, ne? Die beiden gibt es. Sie wurde umgebracht. Dadurch ist jedoch wait. So, dann hat er die genommen. Also wurde gestorben, aber eigentlich ist dadurch Dings gestorben. Mukuru, irgendwie sowas. Dann hat er sie genommen. Und da reingetan, meinetwegen. Irgendwie sowas. Hat dann das Messer genommen und ist angegriffen. Kyoko hat's gesehen, hat's angegriffen. Hat die Maske ausgezogen, die Leiche übergestülpt. Genau. Dann wurde die Leiche gefunden. Und wo ist das Burnt Ding hier? So, zack. Ja, passt.
We met the ultimate fashionista, Junko Enoshima, right after we all arrived here. But that wasn't the real Junko. The girl we saw before us was actually the 16th student who had taken Junko's place. And that girl's name was Mukuro Ikusawa. But it wasn't long before she died at the hands of Monokuma. In other words, the mastermind, Junko Enoshima. Her body was kept in a biolab, which had been converted into a morgue until Junko decided to put her body to use. Junko dragged the body out of the biolab, using the tarp to carry her to the garden. She fabricated the murder to try and frame Kyoko, who proved to be one big thorn in her side. Meanwhile, she wanted us all to think Mukuro was still alive and hiding somewhere inside the school. So she put on a mask and then attacked me. After making sure I'd gotten a good look at the mask, she left the room. Then she put the same mask on Mukuro's body. This was all to make us think the person who attacked me and the corpse were one and the same. She wanted us to believe the murder had only recently taken place. Finally, by strapping a bomb to the body, she was able to destroy any remaining evidence. She needed to hide the body's true identity. She had to make sure we didn't find out it was actually the same person we'd met in the beginning. This is the truth behind Mukuro's murder, and the one who carried it all out is the true mastermind.
Aber warum sollte Mukuru, also Fake Junko, dann auf einmal Monokuma angreifen und Real Monku, ja, warum klären die sich dann ab und dann bringt sie der eine den anderen um, oder was?
The real Junko Enoshima. the whole story behind this incident. Well, what do you have to say to that?
What? Are you broken again?
You can't get out of this, so don't even try.
Come on! It's time you finally revealed yourself!
It's not like you're an endangered species or something. How long do you plan to keep hiding?
Give it up, Junko. The game's over.
Over? Did you really think the story would end once we reached the climax of the case? Wrong! There's still plenty more to go!
We have been waiting so very long for peasants like you to appear. If you swear your fealty to us, we will reward you with half of the entire world. We've even drawn up the deed already. We will grant you honor, status, and some of our home cooking. Have you made your choice? Will you serve under us?
Oh, did you think I was being serious? Sorry. I was just messing with you. It's been so long since I've had an audience. Even I'm not sure what kind of role I'm supposed to play. Anyway, looks like I've finally been set free. Having to play Monokuma all the time, day after day. It was like I was stuck in purgatory. Or like a slow suicide. I get bored so easy, you know?
Face.
Huh? What about my face? What's wrong with my beautiful face? People have told me I'm cuter than 100 chihuahuas combined.
I feel like this isn't the first time I've seen you.
No, I do remember seeing it. I'm sure I've seen her too somewhere. Nein? Hä? Aber
I got it.
before riding into school.
That's right. It was before I ever...
Ja, ja, deswegen frage ich mich.
You were on it.
Wow, you have a pretty good memory. I guess that's why you've made it this far, huh?
So I was right. Then what you told me in the main hall when this all began.
I've not seen tons of magazine covers, but I feel like I don't quite match up to reality, huh? Ja, ja, totally photoshopped und sowas, ja. Aber das würde ja bedeuten, die ultimative Soldatin wusste komplett alles über sie.
Sometimes a little lie is necessary to keep things moving along. Wouldn't you agree?
That explains why she didn't quite seem the same. Because she was a different person all along.
I'm me. And Mukuro is Mukuro. She tried her best. But there's just no way she could have passed as the ultimate fashionista. Two people can never become one as long as the walls of mind and body exist. Not even if they're twins. I know, it's such a cliche, right? I'm almost embarrassed to admit it. So basically, Mukuro and I had your stereotypical twin relationship. The older sister, tough and proud. That was Mukuro. The younger sister, smart and cute. That was...
Me! Junko fucking Enoshima! And together, we were the Despair Sisters, aka the ultimate despair!
Whoa! She's a totally different person now!
Like I said, I get bored easy as hell! I even get fucking bored with myself! But if you're twins, why do you have different last names? Oh, that again? You have any idea how many times people ask me that shit? Maybe it's new to your dumb ass, but it bores me to tears. Answering the same questions over and over? Just make up whatever answer you want. I don't give a shit. The truth's fucking lame anyway.
But if she was your twin, that means you killed your own sister?
And for reasons deeper and darker than the ocean. Ha! As if.
Well, I suppose I'd better explain. For my plan to work, someone had to be able to control the killing game from behind the scenes. The so-called mastermind had to operate Monokuma, keep an eye on everyone, things like that. But after looking at the situation, I determined it would be impossible for Mukuro to perform such duties. Because naturally, she turned out to be the letdown of the family, leaving me behind to run off and join some band of mercenaries. Such a disappointment. So, I decided to play the role of director and have her join the rest of you in your school life. I could have let her work alongside me, but she would have been useless to me that way. Besides, 15 students seemed like a solid number to start with. Of course, the fact that she was the ultimate soldier posed something of a problem. She had what I call the 3 atrocities. Atrociously rank, atrociously filthy, atrociously repulsive. It was atrociously clear just how out of touch she was with the rest of society. Meanwhile, my ultimate fashionista status has an undeniable appeal that I didn't want to go to waste. And that's why you switched identities? Sadly, her inability to match my personality was even greater than I'd calculated. It was a lost cause. She was nothing more than a bit player, an extra, unworthy of lines. Being the utter disappointment that she was, anyone would have expected her to get killed off right away, which is precisely why I killed her. To meet everyone's expectations.
That can't be your only reason, can it?
Well, no, of course not. I also did it to avoid becoming bored.
I've never been a stickler for following a plan to the letter, you know? If I planned everything out and knew just what was gonna happen, that'd be so boring. So, I changed things just a bit and decided to use Mukuro to make a little point.
In other words, Mukuro's death was a one-sided, premeditated act of betrayal.
Aber sie hat doch Monokuma
Just as I
angegriffen.
suspected, when Mukuro was killed, she must have been as surprised as anybody else.
So, you figured it out?
Das ist Bullshit.
There's no way Mukuro could have pulled off such a convincing performance. But she did teach you all a very valuable lesson, don't you think?
How can you talk like that? You sacrificed your own sister. How does that not even bother you?
What? I sacrificed her? That's what's got you so hot under the collar? Jeez, misunderstandings sure are scary. We were the ultimate despair, you know? So we never had any kind of hope or expectations. Nope, I felt despair as long as I can remember. Like I never should have been born at all. When I was born, I cried tears of total despair. So that's why for us, it's not a big deal whether we're just those kinds of people. We've always been filled with despair. So when we do something, we go all the way and live without regret. So you just murdered your own sister and didn't think anything of it? That's not true at all. We were twins. How could I not be sad?
Schade. Schade. Ich mache jetzt erstmal Schluss. Ich denke mal drüber nach. Ich hoffe, es hat euch gefallen. Schreibt mir in die Kommentare, was ihr das im Ganzen meint. Das Problem ist, wenn solche Spiele auf einmal versuchen, so vollkommen Sinn zu ergeben, aber die... Also das hätte ja alles nicht funktionieren können, wenn sie auf einmal... Also das Problem ist, wenn man selber auf einmal Fragen stellt, die dann keinen Sinn... So ein bisschen wie der Red Shirt Guy bei World of Warcraft, ja? Versteht überhaupt nicht, was ich meine, ja? In diesem Sinne, ich hoffe, es hat euch gefallen. Wir sehen uns in der Episode, wo wir ein bisschen weiter vom Bullshit erzählt bekommen. Bis dann, ciao!